Scientists, whether they be chemists, biologists, engineers, astronomers, are always making observations of the things that they are working with. In this activity, you'll give your students many opportunities to make observations of some objects that have been placed inside an opaque sack or bag. We suggest you use a pillowcase for your bag and then collect some objects from around the house. Examples that we have here are some Christmas light bulbs, some incandescent light bulbs, and we've purposely chosen bulbs with 2 different wattages, a CD, some toys, some fruit, and then a container of spice from the kitchen. Note that the toys that we've chosen, especially this dog here, is a dog that is missing 2 legs. If you have some toy cars around the house, you might want to grab one of those that may be missing 1 or more wheels. The purpose of the activity is to have your students make observations of these using their hands only. So one by one, you'll place each object into the pillowcase. For example, we may take the CD and slide it in first and close the bag, and then pass the bag from student to student, allowing them to slide their hand inside and make observations. Initially, what you would like to do is have your students not say anything out loud of what they are observing. They may make funny expressions on their face, and some may know exactly what's inside the bag at the first touch. Encourage them to make as many observations as they can, and then pass the bag on to the next student. Once everyone has made observations, ask them some questions. Encourage them to not say exactly what they think the object is, rather than tell you things like, was it hard? Was it soft? What shape was it? Was it round? Was it 3-dimensional? Was it cold or was it warm when they felt of it? What was the texture like? Was it rough or was it smooth? Once all the observations have been shared, you can take the object from the bag and show the students what it was. Now initially you may think, well, this activity is really good for younger, middle-aged, and even elementary-age students. But you can really provide opportunities for your older students to practice their observational skills as well. For example, in the case of the Christmas bulbs, you might send one around and have everyone make observations, and then send a second, smaller bulb around, and again ask them to make more observations. And then ask questions like, was one larger than the other? What about the size of the base of the bulb? Can you tell me if the bulbs worked or not? Could you tell me the color of the bulbs? Now that might be asking a little much, but then again, it allows the students the opportunity to tell you that there are limits to the observations you can make if you're only using the sense of touch. You might do the same with the incandescent light bulbs. Now some students may realize that if they use their fingers very carefully, they may be able to feel the writing or the imprintation on the ends of the bulbs. And then with the case of the toys we have here, you may ask them questions like, well, was it a dog, first of all? Was it missing any parts? Were those parts on the left or the right side, or the front or the rear? You may ask them, did the dog have its mouth open, or was it closed? Did it have a collar of some sort on? In the case of this little Fisher-Price toy, you may ask them, could you tell if it was a boy toy or a girl toy? And then with the spice container here, for example, you may be able to ask them, did it have something inside the container? Had it been opened before? And in that case, they may be able to feel this little tab here and feel that and note that it had been torn, indicating that it possibly could have been open. In the case of the fruit we've chosen here, the apple, You might ask them, how did they know it was an apple and not a ball? Did it have a stem? Did the apple have any soft spots or places where that may be spoiling? In the case of the orange, you may ask them very similar questions. Lots of times fruit comes with a sticker or label affixed to it, and you may ask them, did it have a sticker? Did it have a label? Again, we always encourage students to make as many observations as they can. Resist the urge to, downplay or dismiss any of your students' observations, and it can really be a fun activity for your students. And again, if you'd like to make an assignment of some sort, is have your students bring some objects for home, or bring a sack of objects that they have at home, and if you have time in your next class meeting, to pass those around and see what observations you can make of those unknown objects. Again, have fun with your students, enjoy your time, and it'll be a good course in the end.